Hey guys, Furum here, and today I'm going to be testing the Infiniti Black Project S in multiplayer in Asphalt 9 in its max free try season. So this is a D-class car, not a king, and has a rank of 2368 at max, which is only about 75% of the 3000 that the Huracan has. And this car does not have the perfect nitro speed boost, so we don't have that. So yeah, it's not a king. However, it does improve quite a bit going from stock or even just 1 star to max, because I got this car at 1 star. At max, I can tell you it feels a lot better. As I'm sure most of you know, you have to at least own this car to even start the INFERNO special event. So that was the main reason why I went for it, because otherwise I wouldn't have, because the drop rates in the car hunt were absolute garbage. And I have no idea what happened just there and why this guy is riding on 2 wheels. I don't know, that was just kind of like chaos for 5 seconds. So yeah, that's why I got this car. So far, I've been doing okay in the INFERNO special event. At least the cars required in it are fairly reasonable in my opinion. Most of them I have at max stars, or at least only 1 star away from max stars. So I've been able to get a good number of blueprints for the car through it. That being said, I don't think I will be able to win the INFERNO because it requires 85 blueprints to unlock. And I don't even think you can get all those blueprints in the special event, but even if you could, a lot of them are still locked behind epics, meaning that you have to have some gold, or at least almost gold cars, to be able to get a lot of the blueprints for the Inferno that you can get in its special event. And so even if you have some of the cars maxed, like say for example I have the Fenner maxed but not golden, I have it fully upgraded 6 stars but don't have all the epics for it, so things like that are what are going to trip people up, I think, in this event, because I would say that for people who are veterans of the game, who have been playing for like 2 years or so, they're going to not have a problem with the cars in the event, except for the epics. Now, I'm somebody who doesn't usually buy a lot of epics in the shop. I've started doing that a little bit more recently for some cars, but I still don't really farm trade coins like I know some people have in the past, so I've never really just gone out to buy a bunch of epics. So that's why, for me, it is kind of an issue, but I know that for some people it won't be as much of one. Also, you have to have the Infiniti at least 4 stars, not completely maxed, but only at rank 2308, I think, to be able to complete one of the later days in the special event, but I don't think it's essential to getting beyond it. I haven't quite gotten to that point in it yet, though, so we'll see when I get there. Also, the Tech Rules Grand Prix is going on. I've been doing okay in that, but not the best. What's really weird, and this always seems to happen, at least in the past, like, half dozen Grand Prix, is that I'll get a really good time in the qualifiers. I'll end up in the top 1% to go in Tier 1. I think I've only been in Tier 2 like once or twice in all the Grand Prix that I've done. But then I can't really seem to get a really good time in my tiers, so I feel like what's happening is I'm getting just a good enough time to get into the top 1%, but not good enough to beat everybody else who get into the top 1%, because this, honestly, this seems to be something that happens to me a lot in events too. I've never been the most, like, event-driven player in the game. I've never gotten top 10 times in a lot of stuff. I've just never been that sort of player, but I can usually get top 1% or so if I'm given, you know, a max card just like everybody else. But then again, usually it's not by a lot. So I think that's probably what's happening in the Grand Prix as well. I guess technically what would be the best thing for me to do in this case is to A, get good, or to B, just try to do a little bit worse and hope I end up in Tier 2 and probably can do a little bit better there. Maybe I'll try that next time and see what happens. I know that some people have done that for a long time, or have sandbagged to try to get into even lower tiers. I've just never felt quite right about doing that, but given that recently I've hardly been able to get a high position enough to get a key for the cars, like for the Trofeo, the Huracan that came pretty recently, I just happened to unlock it in packs. Maybe that would be a good idea for me to try. After quite a close battle with this other Infiniti and an accidental 360 toward the beginning of the race, we do pass him around the final turns and come in first place. I have a lot going on right now, so I'm just going to cut to music at this point and catch you guys back at the end. So now for my general review of this car, the Infiniti is a car that doesn't really seem worth it except to get to start the Inferno special event. So if you're not going to be trying to go for the Inferno, this would be an okay one to skip. It's okay, but not really worth spending tokens on if you didn't get it in the car hunt. So guys, thank you all so much for watching. Please like the video if you've enjoyed and consider subscribing for more Asphalt and other games content. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!